job creation and economic growth, driving down the cost of living and placing the needs of the people first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best-run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services, and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Welcome to a broadcast of the Democratic Alliance. Did you know the Democratic Alliance is the stable anchor of the Government of National Unity? DA ministers and DA deputy ministers are getting things done with a special focus on job creation and economic growth, driving down the cost of living and placing the needs of the people first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best-run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services, and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Let's rescue South Africa. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.
I am a mother. I am a father. I'm a daughter. I am a son. I believe in freedom. Freedom to earn a living, go where I want, love who I want, say what I believe, and pursue my dreams. I am brave. I am a provider. I believe in fairness. A fairness where our achievements are determined by our choices and hard work. I am a leader. I believe in opportunity. A nation where opportunity is plentiful and everyone's rights are protected. I believe in diversity. Every person has a unique perspective and an important role to play in building our nation. We do not judge each other by how we look, but by who we are. We are South Africans working together. We are the Democratic Alliance.
South Africa, my name is Kwena Maloto, coming to you live today from Nelson Mandela Bay for the DA Eastern Cape Provincial Congress 2026. Eastern Cape, make some noise. As you can see behind me, the vibe here is absolutely electric, and in the hall you can feel the excitement in the air as DA activists gather to unite behind the Democratic Alliance. Now, today is going to be an absolutely fun-filled day. We're electing the leaders that will take us forward in the upcoming local government elections, and it's an important day for both the DA and the Eastern Cape, because the Eastern Cape is at a crossroads. We've seen collapsing service delivery in municipalities, the decay of infrastructure, crime, corruption, and chaos have left the residents of the Eastern Cape desperate for hope. But I can tell you, hope is here. Change is coming. If you unite behind the Democratic Alliance, the land of legends can be legendary once again. And so stay tuned, because later on we'll have addresses on stage from DA Federal Leader John Steenhuisen, as well as DA Provincial Leader Andrew Whitfield, where they'll be addressing hundreds of activists and DA supporters to unpack the DA's plan to turn around the Eastern Cape and get the Eastern Cape working. I'll also be interviewing various DA leaders who are working to create jobs, to fight crime, to fight corruption, and get services to you. So stick around. Please like and share this broadcast with your friends and family. Don't let them miss out. And don't forget to follow the DA YouTube channel. It is going to be a vibe today, as you see. Don't go anywhere. Shortly, I'll be interviewing DA Provincial Leader Andrew Whitfield and DA Provincial Chairperson Yusuf Kasim. See you just now.
We are back, season 2.
Kicking off season 2.
Bigger and better. Since we started the podcast, we've reached over 5 million people.
5 million
Over
views.
5 million views. We're welcoming back the Minister of Education, Siviwe Kwakube. And we also have David Mania, who is the MEC of Education in the Western Cape. Welcome, David. The class of 2025, the highest matric pass rate ever,
Yeah.
88%.
I think teaching is a vocation, man. Being able to mold somebody's life and somebody's perspective and to teach is such an incredible job. And I just want to say to the teachers in South Africa, thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for building our country's future. We are not in the business of cutting ribbons. We're in the business of building futures.
The DA Podcast.
DA Provincial Leader Andrew Whitfield, as well as DA Provincial Chairperson Yusuf Kasim. We are here inside the Eastern Cape, your province. How are you feeling being here today? And
we are fired up. We're ready to go. We've got a great blue team, a great blue energy, and the blue wave is washing across the Eastern Cape today and this weekend. It's been a great Congress.
The blue wave. Yusuf?
We feel ready to defeat the ANC and bring good governance to all of our residents. And that is why we are calling on our people to unite behind this incredible team that has done it elsewhere, and they can do it here in the Eastern Cape as well.
That's what we love to hear, the blue wave taking over the Eastern Cape. Now, we're going into an important local government election. What are the DA doing for the people of the Eastern Cape, and what are your plans?
Well, we're fighting for safety, we're fighting for services, we're fighting for jobs. We want to make sure that we create a province of rising opportunity where young South Africans don't have to leave our province. And currently, the Eastern Cape is a net exporter of talent. We produce some of the best athletic, commercial talent in the world. But we're sending our talent away. We need to bring it back, and we need to grow our own timber, to grow our economy, to create jobs. But most importantly, we need to fix our municipalities, which are the bedrock of our economy. We cannot grow our economy with broken municipalities. One of the biggest issues we're facing is the shortage of water. Our water infrastructure is collapsing. Residents go without water for days and weeks and months in villages, towns and cities. And so these are the issues we're focusing on. This is what we're fighting for, so that Nelson Mandela Bay and other municipalities can become just like DA-governed Kocha, which gets clean audits, clean water, jobs with the lowest unemployment rate in the province, and gets their municipality working. We want to get every other municipality working.
Thank you, Andrew. And Yusuf?
So the biggest issue facing the people of the Eastern Cape is joblessness. And then, of course, crime and criminality. And we believe through bringing DA good governance, as we've done in the Western Cape, the city of Cape Town, in Kocha municipality, that we can have investors flock into our province, jobs will be created. We will ensure that we invest in crime-fighting technology, and we deliver reliable, excellent services to all of our people.
Now, a message that we've seen all over this Congress is unite behind the DA. Why should the people of the Eastern Cape unite behind the DA?
So we have suffered some very difficult lessons here in Nelson Mandela Bay and elsewhere, where the vote of our people is split between these smaller parties that are surrogates or the ANC in disguise. It is their puppet parties, so to speak. Those smaller parties put the ANC back into government to loot the municipalities that are supposed to deliver services to our people. And therefore, our people are in their numbers, uniting behind a party that has a track record of good governance in order to bring real, lasting change to the people of the Eastern Cape and to get this province and their municipality working.
Hey, you heard it here. Now, lastly, for the both of you who are here in Nelson Mandela Bay, many people feel like they've lost hope. What would your message be to those watching at home?
Never lose hope. The DA's blue flame of hope is burning strong. We are strong. We are asking the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay to stay strong, to keep hope in their hearts so that we can put jobs in their homes, water into their taps, and lights into their light bulbs. We need to get a new government into this municipality to extend that blue flame of hope across the Eastern Cape. Nelson Mandela Bay is the biggest economy in the province. If we want to get the Eastern Cape working, we have to get Nelson Mandela Bay working, and Retief Odendaal is our man to get it working.
Hey, Yusuf, your message to the people watching at home.
We only need one more vote than those who have broken your municipality, and you can be the one. Stand up today and let's get our province working.
You heard it. You can be the one. Let's keep that blue flame of hope united. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. We've still got several interviews next. I'll be interviewing a minister and a deputy minister, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Mark, I'm really happy you're here because I don't understand anything.
I found that this budget was a whole lot more friendly to business, to people.
The way I would describe it is this: it's not an ANC budget. It looks a lot more like a coalition budget. We are clearly in government now. are attaining some wins and we're doing some good things while we're in government. We want things implemented that sends the signal that we're open for business. It's a signal to industry. We welcome you.
Having the GNU fingerprint and the footprint in the budget is really going to make a difference. And the fact that people will at least be having a little bit more money in their pocket is always a good thing.
From across the board, it's been like, hey guys, this is a proper step to the way forward. It's like this.
This is the GNU difference.
There we go.
The DA podcast.
Joined by Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Solly Malatsi, as well as the Deputy Minister of Electricity, Samantha Graham. Samantha, Solly, how does it feel to be here in the Eastern Cape, and what does this Congress mean for the Eastern Cape?
It's always exciting to be here in the Eastern Cape. They always bring the vibe, they always bring the cheers, and I always look forward to being here. From the singing, from the energy, and just the diversity. This is the reflection of the diversity in our party, and just looking at the caliber of leadership that is emerging through the ranks of the party, and even today honoring some of our stalwarts in this party. It's an encouraging sign. It's a sign of the growth of the DA. It's a sign of our dominance in this province, and this is where the future of DA government is coming.
Oh, we love it. Samantha, your thoughts?
Let me tell you, I'm home. This is my province. This is where I live. This is the home of legends. These are my people behind me, and these are the people that are going to bring change to this country as we go forward into the 2026 elections. I know we can make the difference that is needed. I know we can bring the change, and this Congress has shown you that Eastern Cape punches way above its weight when we're doing anything, particularly within the DA. So we're very, very proud of what we've delivered this weekend. Thank you.
We are loving it now. Minister, was a big year last year in the GNU. I think we're looking forward to another big one this year. What are some of the things we can look forward to in your department?
Look, it was definitely a great year last year, but this is even a greater opportunity to make a difference in society. So we are going to keep pushing for affordable data prices so that every South African can be connected to the internet to explore the opportunities that are there. We're going to continue with our push to make smart devices even more affordable. Last year, we pushed for the removal of the luxury tax on devices under 2,500. We're going to keep pushing for more because the future is digital and we need more South Africans to afford smart devices, to have digital skills so that we can encourage learners to take up digital learning, encourage more of our entrepreneurs, our hustlers in the neighborhood who are selling different products to connect with markets beyond our boundaries.
Hey, we're loving it now. I'm told that yesterday you actually launched a cyber lab here in the Eastern Cape. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so yesterday we delivered on a commitment that we made last year in November when I met with the mayor of Gouga, and he identified a school that needed to be empowered with a cyber lab, because part of what I want to do in office is, regardless of whether you are from a township, from a rural area, an informal settlement, we need to open up access to digital resources. So within 3 months, a DA government working together with the private sector, working together with our partners in Software AG and Gouga local municipality, we delivered a world-class robotics and coding lab in Jeffreys Bay.
Where Malatsi goes, connectivity follows. Now, tell me, Samantha, inside Graaff-Reinet, there's a march that's currently going on, and I'd like to just know more about that.
So unfortunately, Graaff-Reinet has been fallen victim to the name change phenomenon. And they're trying to change our name to Robert Sobukwe Town, along with Aberdeen and Ardendorp, whose names they're also looking at changing. What we've done is that we have rallied our communities. We have given them an online platform for objections. We've given them written objections. We have got over 20,000 objections already. And today there is an apolitical march happening in Graaff-Reinet where every member of the community has come together to march through the streets of Graaff-Reinet to say, not in our name. We change lives, we do not change names, and we will stand together as a community and fight this.
Hey, that is the power of a whole of society approach. Not coming arrogantly with solutions, but reaching out to the community to find solutions. What impact do name changes have financially on the community?
You know, everybody talks about what the cost is going to be to government, and we know that there are costs involved. All the stationery has to change. They've got to do signage. All the maps have got to change. But we're a community that relies heavily on tourism. People come to see Graaff-Reinet, the oldest town, the fourth oldest town in the country, a town of museums, a town of notable history. Nobody knows where Robert Sobukwe Town is. And we're going to lose an immense amount of business when people cannot find us on a map. They cannot find us through a travel agent. So the impact on our town is going to be monumental when we rely so heavily on tourism for our income. And you know, for every tourist that comes, 4.5 people benefit in Graaff-Reinet. We need to keep those tourism numbers up. We need to save our town's name, and we need to save the heritage of our area.
Thank you, Samantha, for fighting for the people of Graaff-Reinet. What would your final message be for the viewers watching at home?
In 2021, 48% of the people voted. 48%. Not even half of the registered voters in this country voted. If you want change, the only way you're going to get change is to vote. And the only way you're going to get real change is to vote for the Democratic Alliance.
And my minister, your final words for the people watching at home?
Every vote is going to make a difference in this election. So if you are 18 years old and you care about the future of this city, register to vote. It is your vote that can bring a government that will put the lights on, that will keep your streets clean, that will invest in your dignity and make sure that not only does Nelson Mandela Bay work, but that this province and this country work. So your vote can be the difference between delivering a DA in government to continuing with the same despair, the same hopelessness that we're seeing here. So bring out your neighbor, your relative, your grandparents, your networks, everyone to come and vote to rescue this city and to make it a city that works.
You heard it here from our minister and deputy minister. The biggest tool and the biggest weapon you have against these corrupt governments, these inefficient governments that are ruining our municipalities is your vote. Use it. Now, don't go anywhere because we will be interviewing an extremely important mayoral candidate as soon as we get back. See you just now.
Dean McPherson, it's awesome to see you. It's almost been 2 years that you've been the Minister of Public Works. If you look at where that department is and the burning fire that it came from, how important was the GNU for that?
No coalition government is ever perfect. But if you say, is South Africa better today than it was on the 24th of May, 2024? The answer is absolutely yes. Unemployment is coming down. Growth has doubled in a year. We're off the grey list. We have received an investment upgrade for the first time in 2 decades. You know, all of that is not happening by chance.
The reality is that if we did not have a GNU that included the Democratic Alliance, that included the ministers in the departments we have in there, a lot of the stability and growth would have been gone.
The mayoral candidate for Nelson Mandela Bay, a true son of the soil, born here, raised here, went to school here, went to university here, was the mayor here and will be the mayor here again in 2026. Retief, how does it feel to be here at this DA Congress? Energy is absolutely amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. It is so energetic there in the hall. And you know what? We are electing leaders for tomorrow because we want to win the Eastern Cape and we want to win Nelson Mandela Bay.
Now tell me, what a beautiful city what are your plans and what are your promises to the people of Nelson Mandela Bay? Why should they vote for the DA?
Well, you know, our city has been running to the ground and has been stolen from by corrupt administrators and corrupt politicians. Our offer is very clear. We want to ensure that we professionalize the administration. We want to get the city working again to be able to deliver electricity, water and sanitation services to every resident. We also want to get our economy growing. But in order to get our economy growing, we need a municipality that works, because no business will invest in a city that can't provide reliable water and electricity services. And then we want to make the city safe again. We want to get our residents back on the street without living in fear because criminals are attacking them on a daily basis. It's a simple offer. We want to get Nelson Mandela Bay working again.
Now, you're not new to government. You were mayor for 9 months. Many would argue you were able to achieve in 9 months what the ANC failed to achieve in decades. Could you just speak to us about some of the things that were achieved inside your tenure as mayor?
Well, you know, it is such an amazing feeling that me and my team were able to secure the city's only unqualified audit opinion in 14 years. It's a remarkable achievement because we stopped corruption and we made sure that we spent the money on the people to get service delivery going again. The other achievements included the fact that we started RDP housing delivery again. The year prior to us, the city could only build 28 houses. We managed to kickstart housing delivery and we built 450 houses in 8 months.
Absolutely amazing work. What would your final message be to the viewers watching at home?
My final message is the DA is always fighting for the people of this country. And we are going to fight for Nelson Mandela Bay, and we're going to win Nelson Mandela Bay. And we're going to get Nelson Mandela Bay working again.
Thank you so much, Latif. Guys, this has been the most amazing conference I've been to. The energy here is absolutely amazing. You can hear that this is a party that will fight for you, that's going to fight for the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay and for the residents of the Eastern Cape. But now to hear about how we're going to do that, we'll be crossing over to the main stage to hear DA Federal Leader John Steenhuisen. Remember, South Africa, this is Kwena Maloto, and keep the faith. We're the ones we've been waiting for.
Eastern Cape. Eastern Cape. Dear rights. Eastern State. Southeastern.
Viva DA, viva! Pambili DA, Pambili. Program Director, I want to say one thing. I love the Eastern Cape too. My friends, my Democrats, my fellow colleagues, it's great to be here with you in Nelson Mandela Bay, Kabeja, the city that's going to fall to the DA in 2026. This province sits at the heart of our country's history. This province has given us giants of great courage, of great vision, and of great faith. Cheers. It's given South Africa talent. It's given South Africa resilience, and it has given South Africa hope. But let us also be honest with ourselves today. This Eastern Cape has endured neglect for far too long. Across this province, too many of our communities are sitting without electricity in their homes. Too many of these citizens in this province are living in misery without a job. They're subjected to broken clinics, rising crime, and municipalities that have long ago forgotten what they should be doing for the people of South Africa. And this is the real crisis that we confront in South Africa today. Because when municipalities stop working, people's lives stop moving forward. People live in fear. They have to deal with second-rate services, or none at all. And they have to live with careless government that doesn't care about them. But, Democrats, we've got a strong message going out from this Congress Hall today. And that is the one message that we must take from this Congress and take to every corner of the Eastern Cape, to every town, to every city, to every village, to every rural area, to every urban area, to every office boardroom, to every single shebeen, to every single educational institution, to every single corner of this province. There is one message, and that is that if you want your municipalities to work in the Eastern Cape, vote for the DA. Because everything begins there. When the DA gets into government, jobs happen. When the DA gets into government, safety and security happens. And where the DA gets into government, dignity happens. And when the DA gets into government, growth happens. And all of these things can happen here in the Eastern Cape. But the people here need to vote for them. These things won't happen by accident. You won't get a job by accident. Your children won't get a decent education by accident. Your potholes won't be magically fixed by accident. All of those things you can have, and you can have so much more, but you have to vote for it. Just like the people in Kocha voted for it. And look at what the people of Kocha have got. A government that cares. The best mayor in the country. Hatting Borman. Hatting, you need to stand up, buddy. What you've done in Kocha with your team there is incredible. We are so proud. We are so proud of you and your team in Kocha. And I want to say well done. It is such a pleasure working alongside a mayor who gets up every morning thinking, what am I doing today to make Kocha a better place for the people I serve? A servant leader who doesn't expect the people to serve him, but gets up every morning ready to serve them. Well done. But just look at the contrast here in the Eastern Cape. Look at Makana, a municipality now that doesn't have water, and where the residents, if they want service delivery, have to go to court to get service delivery. Where have you ever heard something like that? Where you've got to go to court just to get water in your taps, electricity in your home, and decent municipal services. Look at Yatemba, a key agricultural corridor, yet it's held back by stagnation and infrastructure backlogs. Look at Dr. Beyers Nordia. It's facing financial distress, governance instability, and collapsing trust. Mense, dis nie normaal nie. Dis nie normaal om in so 'n toestand te wees. Dis nie normaal om te sien die verval rondom hierdie provinsie. Dis nie normaal om te sien die politikus wat sit daar en al hy dink oor is, hoe kan ek vandag meer geld steel? En ek het 'n boodskap vir daai mense. Jou tyd is nou op. Jou tyd is nou op. Jou tyd is nou op, want die mense weet wie jy nou is. Hulle het vir jare gesit en gesukkel onder jou regering. Hulle sit in die verval, hulle sit in die riool, hulle sit met die swak dienslewering en hulle sê nou vir die ANC en nie die ander klein partytjies wat die ANC intrek in hulle kantore hou, ons is siek en sat vir jou, jou tyd is op. And what do you do when you're so lazy that you can't fix the roads? What do you do when you're so lazy that you can't provide jobs for your people? What do you do when you've run out of ideas Because the people sitting around your Mako table are more interested in their friends, their family, and the money they can steal. What do? You sit back and say, well, now we must change the name. That's a great thing to do. Now we must change the name of the municipality. Dis lei, man. Dis lei gatte wat so dinge doen. A renaming won't put water in a single tap. Renaming won't put electricity in a single home. Renaming won't put a job in a single home. Dis lei politiek. Maar dis wat gebeur wanneer jou tyd is op. En dis die beste voorbeeld hoe belangrik dit is dat ons party, my party, jou party, die blou party, skop hierdie mense uit in November en sit 'n DA-regering daar binne. Die mense in die provinsie is siek tot hulle agtertande van werkloosheid. Ons kinders sit elke dag by die huis sonder werk, sonder geleenthede. En die ergste ding is dat ons moet sien op die televisie hoe die ANC en Patriotic Alliance vreet al die geleenthede. Hulle vreet die toekoms en hulle vreet die geld wat behoort aan die mense van hierdie provinsie. And it's a crisis. It's a crisis, an unemployment crisis. Because how do you build a future without a job? How do you provide for your children without a job? How do you sit at home? Ayikho iges. Ayikho mans. Ayikho msebenzi. That's no way to live. And I've got good news for the people of the Western Cape. I've got good news for them. Hulle moet vergeet van die verval en hulle moet nou kyk na die toekoms. Because just next door to the Eastern Cape is another province. It's called the Western Cape. And what is the big difference between the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape? What's the difference? The DA is the difference. Because in the DA-run Western Cape, we have the lowest unemployment rate in the country. In the DA-run local municipality, the Metro of Cape Town, during this last local government term, 470,000 new jobs were created. They're not losing jobs there, they're creating jobs there. And with those jobs comes opportunity. With those jobs comes dignity. And with those jobs comes advancement. But the people here in the Eastern Cape need to get real. Because you will never be able to grow jobs where municipalities are broken. Investors don't come and invest in a town where the infrastructure is broken. Businesses don't expand where roads collapse and red tape and incompetence stands in the way. Maar ek het vir hulle gesê, daar's goeie nuus op pad. Because the people of the Eastern Cape don't need to dream of a world where things work. They don't have to imagine what it's like living in a municipality that works. We can see it right here in this province. In Koga, in Nelson Mandela Bay when the DA was in government. How is it not so obvious for anyone to see that when the DA was in government in Nelson Mandela Bay, things were coming right, things were growing and doing well. When they took us out of government, it went down again. When we got in again, under the best mayor that Nelson Mandela Bay has ever had, Retief Odendaal, we went up again. And when those small popcorn parties betrayed the people of the Bay and sold out to the ANC, what do we see today? Nelson Mandela Bay is now on the floor. It's falling even further through the floor. It's lower than even Ivan Meyer was on the stage earlier today. And that's the message. If you want things to work, bring in the DA. Because where the DA comes, delivery happens. Now let me tell you, in Mkanda, we've seen business having to step in to do what the municipality should be doing. They're tarring roads, they're fixing infrastructure, and they're trying to find ways around red tape on their own. But friends, with the greatest of respect, it's not business's job to do the work that government should be doing. They should be focusing on expanding their businesses and creating jobs, not doing the work that we are already paying politicians to do in those councils. Imagine the growth in a place like Makana. It could be the Oxford of the South, a wonderful university in a sea of absolute squalor and despair. And this province has so much opportunity, from manufacturing to agriculture to tourism to farming to all sorts of things. But it's missing the one key element. It's got the ingredients, but it doesn't have the right chef. And if you want to bring those ingredients together to make something that's amazing, you better bring in a chef. And that chef better be wearing a blue overall and a blue hat and a blue spoon, because that's what this province needs. It needs new people at the top. Friends, just 2 short years ago, the DA entered national government. And we did so for 2 reasons. One, to build a better South Africa for our future through growing the economy and creating jobs. And at the same time, to keep that doomsday coalition out, the EFF and MK. And thank goodness we did. Because if you want to see what our country would look like, just go and see what happened in the KwaZulu-Natal legislature when MK failed in their motion to bring down the provincial government of unity. What did they do? They beat up the speaker. They trashed the hall. And let me tell you, friends, that if the EFF and MK get into power in this country, it'll be over Kadova for all of us. And we need to unite as Democrats across the spectrum and show the people of this country that that's not the path we want to go down, that we want to march into the future together. And we reject parties that divide us according to race or culture or language. The DA is the only party in South Africa that brings together all South Africans. Dit maak nie saak wat jou taal is. Dit maak nie saak wat 'n kerk jy is deel van. Dit maak nie saak van jou velkleur. Of is jy van 'n buitegebied of 'n binnegebied. Die enigste ding wat ons saambring, is ons waardes en beginsels, wat ons weet wat ons weet. Ons weet dat is net onder die DA se waardes en beginsels dat hierdie land sal 'n toekoms hê. And so we've got to move determinedly forward. We've got to move determinedly forward into that future now. And we have to make sure that by 2026, we are in power in Nelson Mandela Bay, we are in power in municipalities around this province, and that we can demonstrate that we can turn people's lives around. And we must sweep out like a blue wave those green people who are sitting in those offices out of their offices and put blue people in their place, because that's how we win. Now, Democrats, a few weeks ago, I made a big announcement that I would not seek a 3rd term as federal leader at our upcoming federal Congress. And friends, I did so with a full heart and a clear conscience. Because leadership is not about holding on to positions. It's about building institutions that outlast individuals. It's about attending to the issues, not the personalities in politics. And friends, when I became leader of this party, when you entrusted me with your votes at that important federal council and ultimately the federal Congress that followed, I made a promise to you. I said to you we would end load shedding. I said that we would get our party back to winning ways. I said that we would rebuild a party based on activism, branches, and campaigning. And many people wrote us off. They said the DA was dead. Die dood van die DA. Dis wat die plakate in Kaapstad gesê het. Die nuuspapier-plakate. Dood van die DA. But as they say in Afrikaans, kyk hoe lyk ons nou. Ons is 'n party van plaaslike regering, ons is 'n party van provinsiale regering en ons is 'n party van nasionale regering. En ek is so trots op die werk wat ons gedoen het nou in die nasionale regering. Die beste matriekuitslae in die geskiedenis van Suid-Afrika onder Sibiwe Gagube. Die beste begroting in ons geskiedenis wat Asho Sarupen deel was. Binnelandse sake wat werk. Openbare werke wat werk. Kommunikasies wat werk. Dis die verskil tussen die DA en die ander partye. Hulle praat, maar ons werk. And let me tell you, Program Director, you asked what lies ahead for me. Well, let me just tell you something. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be right where I've always been when I started as a 17-year-old young man in this party. I'm going to be in the trenches every day, working alongside all of you to build our party. And you want to know why? Because I love my party, and I love my country, and I love all of you. And what we've achieved over these last incredible 7 years, and it has been the honor of a lifetime to lead this organization, is due to all of you. This victory, this situation our party finds itself today, going from being dead to going to being a party where nobody talks about the future of the country without the DA at the heart of it, is because of your hard work. It's the doors you've knocked on. It's the roads you've tread. It's the work you've done in councils and in legislatures. It's the work we've done to build our institutions. This victory is your victory. And I am so proud of all of you. Thank you for trusting me, and I will always trust you. And colleagues, I know we go to a federal Congress in just over a month's time. And if I asked one thing from all of you, that when the contestation is settled down, when the banners have come down and our leadership is elected, my fervent prayer and only wish is that you give the new leader the same love, devotion, and care that you've shown to me over the last 7 years. Friends, I want to say this as well. You will soon hear the results of your own provincial congress. And before those results come out, I want to pay tribute to Andrew Whitfield and to Yusuf Kasim. And you've very wisely chosen to put this winning team back into office after this congress. Because let me tell you, friends, I'm yet to meet people who are such incredible fighting campaigners as these two men here. Andrew, thank you for your friendship, your service, for your excellence and your leadership. It has been an absolute honor as leader to visit your province over the course of the last 7 years, because I've known every time I've had to come to this province, the events were well run, well organized, genuine events. Well done, Andrew. And Yusuf, goodness me, I've never met a more relentless campaigner than him. And let me tell you, there's nobody I would want more at my side in a trench than you, Yusuf. Your leadership, your dedication, and your ability to overcome the most incredible circumstances are amazing. Look how he has destroyed the PA in the northern areas. Look at what he's done. We worry about the PA in other provinces, but you've shown us, Yusuf, they can be beaten with the right campaign, with the right message, and with the right dedication. So, good luck to the two of you as you go on and lead, and good luck to all of those who are elected today. After this Congress, as we leave here today, let's unite behind our leadership, and let's make sure that we give them the support and backing that we need. And colleagues, as we leave this Congress hall today, let us leave more united than ever before. Let us leave more focused than ever before. And let's leave more determined than ever before. Go back to your branches. Go back to your communities. And tell the people of the Eastern Cape that no matter how bad things are looking now, no matter how the tough going it is now, help is on the way. We are ready to fix the services. We are ready to put jobs in your home. We are ready to create an environment that enables economies and communities to flourish. We are ready to restore dignity and the rule of law. And we are ready to unlock this province's enormous potential. And we're ready to put Retief Odendaal back into the mayor's office in Nelson Mandela Bay. And we are ready to make sure that Hudson goes back with an even bigger majority so he can do more. And we are going to go out and win more municipalities so we can liberate more of the Eastern Cape. And from Matatiele to Imbizana, from the Karoo towns to the Wild Coast, from the rural villages to right here in Nelson Mandela Bay, let's unite behind our mission to get the Eastern Cape working again. Because when it works under the DA, people get work, communities work, and we can get things done. So Democrats, the mission is clear. We have to do well in 2026. We have to win in more places. But my friends, that is just the start of the next big mission. And that next big mission to become the largest party in South Africa after the 2029 elections. And I know it can be done. I know it can be done. I've trusted Ivan's spiritual eye before, and he was right. And I trust it again. We're going to walk into those union buildings in 2029, not as a partner in a coalition, but the leading partner in coalition. And then when we have more ministers sitting around the table, you'll start to see more things happening. More DA at a local government, more DA at a provincial government, more DA at a national government. And that's a recipe to fix our country. So Democrats, are you ready? Are you ready? Can we do it? Are you sure we can do it? I know we can, so let's get out there and make it happen. God bless you, God bless the Eastern Cape, and God bless South Africa.
In the Eastern Cape, Kula.
Is everybody after that fired up? Hayi ke. Uyamazi ukuthetha. Are you fired up? Hayibo, ready to go. Are you fired up?
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
I'm fired up.
Come on, so. Oh, okay, I'm sure Bobby would give that a 10 out of 10. The moment you've all been waiting for, the announcement of the results. If we could please have Bridget and Vanna come up to the stage for the announcement. Thank you.
Okay, normally we try and delay it as much as possible, but both of us have a flight to catch. So today it won't happen. Delegates, Democrats, you all know it by now, but as part of protocol, and of course only once you reached the quorum yesterday, let's invite and congratulate your re-elected provincial leader on stage, Andrew Whitfield.
And Andrew will be joined, also uncontested, by the provincial chairperson, Yusuf Kasim.
Then also uncontested, local government councillors elected to your provincial council, Roelof Passon and Alfonso Boysen.
Uncontested, we have the non-public representative candidates council, provincial council, non-public representative candidates to the provincial council in the names of Kobus Porter, Audrey Kempfer, Wendell Shabane, Earl Hopshire, and Teresa Ross, and Elaine Walgie.
Then we get to public representatives elected to provincial council, but before that, one name was admitted as an uncontested candidate amongst the councillors to provincial council, Ingrid van Wyk. Please congratulate her. Your public representatives elected to provincial council, 6 positions, Duncan Monks, Jason Grobelaar, Cecilia Old, Dries van der Westhuizen, Nolene Moodley, and Joran May.
And the provincial chairperson will be deputized by Baxolele Nodada. deputized by Chantel King. Deputy to the provincial chairperson will be Reino Kaiser.
So that's how you enter a stage after being elected. You've also elected 2 deputy provincial leaders. Your first deputy provincial leader, Vicky Knutser. And congratulations from our side to everyone elected. The last position to be announced, your second deputy provincial leader, Melindy Nana.
speech now.
All right, viva DA, viva! Pambili and get DA, Pambili. Vorentoe DA, vorentoe. Just look at this team that you have elected, colleagues.
It is young, it is talented, it is experienced, and it is diverse, representing the whole of our beautiful province. To our federal leader, John Steenhuisen, federal chairperson, Ivan Meyer, who's had to leave to attend to a function, our ministers, deputy ministers, provincial leaders, members of parliament, the provincial legislature, councillors, and activists of the DA Apa Epondweni. Molweni. Goeiemiddag. Good afternoon. It is so wonderful to be in front of you again. And today, I've got something to say. Fellow Democrats, last year, some of us were fired. But this year, all of us are fired up. We are fired up. We are ready to go. Fired up. There we go. It is with a deep sense of humility that I accept this Congress's uncontested election to lead our province for another 3 years. This is an endorsement of all of our hard work over the past 3 years, in which we have built a strong foundation upon which we will continue to build. I want to congratulate our provincial chairperson, Yusuf Kasim, for his uncontested election, as well as all other office bearers elected at this Congress. Let's give them another round of applause. I'm also grateful, extremely grateful, to those candidates who stood but did not prevail. You have participated in and made your contribution to our party's unparalleled internal democratic process, and for this, I want to thank you. Democrats, when you elected me to this position in Graaff-Reinet 3 years ago, I committed to stability, progress, and growth. I said we would build a high-performance machine to take the DA in the Eastern Cape forward into 2024. We achieved this goal. The DA Eastern Cape's contribution to the 2024 national election result was important. We remained resilient overall, and as you heard yesterday in the provincial chairperson's report, increased our votes in real terms from our lowest levels in a decade in 2021 by more than 40,000 votes. We have achieved our highest membership numbers in the history of the DA in the Eastern Cape. All of us together achieved that result. We successfully concluded more branch AGMs than ever before. We defended our DA wards in tough by-elections, and we showed explosive growth in places like Makana in Ward 10, where nobody ever thought we could grow. We did all of this in the most competitive political environment in the history of our province because we were disciplined, we were focused, and we were dedicated. Now, while we must rightly celebrate what we have achieved over the last 3 years, we must also acknowledge that much more now needs to be done to get the Eastern Cape working. The last 3 years have not been easy, and the journey traveled between the last Congress and this one was not a straight line. It was a journey marked by the vigorous defense of our values, the tireless pursuit of growth, and the unrelenting passion of our activists to promote our party against overwhelming odds. At our last Congress, we looked ahead to the historic 2024 election. That is now behind us. Today, we take aim at the 2026 local election, which will be our toughest and most important election yet. It is against this backdrop that I would like this Congress to recognize the extraordinarily hard work of our councillors, in particular our ward councillors, who have been working on the front lines of municipal decay and collapse for years. This Congress salutes you, and we thank you. Now, on Thursday, in his State of the Province address, Premier Oscar Mabuyane confirmed that our province remains in a state of crisis as we continue to battle devastating levels of unemployment and violent crime. The third quarter crime statistics have shown that kidnapping and violent crime remain deeply entrenched across the Eastern Cape, with 8 Eastern Cape police stations among the top 30 nationwide for murder. Residents of the Eastern Cape, tragically, remain the most likely in South Africa to be murdered or raped, demonstrating that the province continues to face a sustained and systemic crisis of violent crime. The Eastern Cape's official unemployment rate now stands at 42.5%, with 79,000 jobs, 79,000 lost over the last year. While next door in the Western Cape, that government has created 95,000 jobs over the same period and has the lowest unemployment rate in the country, as you heard from our federal leader. This means that you are more than twice as likely to find a job in the Western Cape than you are right here in the Eastern Cape. And we all have a story about a family member or a friend who have left our beautiful province to build a future of opportunity in another province next door. Instead of denying the lived reality of the people, the Premier should have committed to stabilizing distressed municipalities, enforcing consequence management where there is failure, implementing a funded recovery plan to address the 30 billion rand roads maintenance backlog, ensuring that conditional grants are fully spent, and rolling out a comprehensive water supply master plan to deal with the province's water crisis. But if the Premier can't deal with our water crisis, our GNU Deputy Minister will be summoned by this Congress to come and attack the water problem in our province. Not invited, summoned. The DA remains adamant that the only solution to the crises that are facing our province around every single corner are clear and measurable commitments to stabilize local governments, grow the provincial economy, restore confidence in governance, and protect our jobs. And this includes decisive intervention to improve service delivery in metros, because our metros are engines of economic growth. A clear plan is needed to diversify the economy beyond manufacturing into sectors such as tourism and agriculture, and the implementation of a credible automotive sector recovery strategy that secures alternative export markets for our cars and for our components. Now, while the Premier remains, as the leader of the opposition, Dr. Vicky Knutzer called it, he remains in a state of denial with no plan and no clue, it is up to us to rebuild safer communities and to grow our economy from the bottom up, town by town and city by city in the local government elections. And right here in Nelson Mandela Bay, the home of the country's automotive industry and a center of manufacturing excellence, we have the opportunity to win, to govern, and to deliver growth and jobs for the people of this great city. With Retief Odendaal as executive mayor, Nelson Mandela Bay will become a city of rising opportunity for all. A city of rising opportunity for all, where growth and jobs are realized, world-class services are delivered, and crime and corruption are stopped in their tracks. Because when we catch the corrupt and the criminal tsotsis, what are we going to do? We're going to lock them up. What are we going to do? Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock them up. We are sick and tired of violent crime in the Eastern Cape and being terrorized in our homes, our neighborhoods, and in our workplaces. When the DA gets into government, we will build a safer province for all of our residents. Now, if you are a voter in Nelson Mandela Bay and you don't think the DA can get things done, just ask the people of the DA majority-governed Kocha municipality. Now, Kocha is our governance blueprint, not just for us in the Eastern Cape, but as the leader of the party told us, Hutting is the best mayor in the country. And it's not just municipalities in the Eastern Cape that can learn from Kocha, it's municipalities across the country. Now, since 2016, the DA-led governance in Kocha has demonstrated that clean, accountable and stable government changes lives. And you know what? They haven't had to change a single name of a single town in order to change the lives of the people. With the lowest unemployment rate in the province, Kocha has become the most attractive municipality to live, work, play and invest in, recognized as the best performing municipality in the Eastern Cape. This is the result of disciplined leadership under Mayor Hutton Bormann and a DA-led government that understands that public money must serve the public and not the politicians. Cheers. Kocha has received its second consecutive clean audit from the Auditor General, which means, give them a round of applause, which means that money is not wasted and it is not lost to those corrupt tsotsis in other municipalities. They have invested in roads, infrastructure and services. Because of prudent financial management, they've been able to raise a 200 million rand loan to fix 70% of the roads in their road network in the municipality. Now, at a time when the majority of us come from municipalities that don't look like Kocha, Kocha stands as a bright, shining beacon of hope that proves that where the DA governs, we get things done. And I have a message for the people of Kocha. We are in your corner and we are fighting for you. But our focus does not stop at Kocha and Nelson Mandela Bay. In the Sarah Baartman district, we have the Makana, Dr. Beyers-Naudé and Blue Crane Route local municipalities. These are key strategic battlegrounds for the DA in the upcoming local government election, and we will also be tackling the Ingube Yitemba local municipality in EC Midlands. We will be putting up mayoral candidates in these municipalities where we anticipate that we can demonstrate that DA difference that we know has been achieved in Kocha. Now, it's in these municipalities that residents are forced to live with sewage running through the streets filled with potholes, rubbish piling up uncollected, and water and electricity outages go on for days. But not just days, weeks, and sometimes months on end when villages Elaleni have no water for months. Makana is a tragic case in point with 5 consecutive audit disclaimers. Kocha, 2 consecutive clean audits. Makana, 5 consecutive disclaimer audits. Catastrophic deterioration of service delivery has led to extended water outages, widespread E. coli contamination, which has compromised the residents' health. And to add insult to injury, the ANC wants to take the seat of the High Court and move it from Makana to Bishu. This will not only affect 5,000 direct jobs, it will affect the lives and livelihoods of more than 25,000 people in that small municipality in the Eastern Cape that depends on the legal economy to keep its lights on. Now, the DA in the Eastern Cape will continue to fight this relocation tooth and nail. We will fight it on the ground. We will fight it in Bishu through my colleague Vicky Knutzer, and we will fight it in Parliament through the Justice Committee with Glynis Breitenbach leading the charge. We will fight it because we care deeply about the people of Makana who will be left with a gaping hole in their economy if this relocation goes ahead. People of Makana, we are in your corner. We are fighting for you. Yet even in ANC-run municipalities such as Makana, the DA is shining a torch of hope and the people are seeing our blue light shining. In the November Ward 10 by-election, and you've heard it before, We went from 1.5% of the vote in 2021 to 26.5% of the vote in November last year. Now, John, this is not just growth. This was a political earthquake that has shaken the foundations of the ANC in the Eastern Cape, where they have become complacent off the backs of the support of a disillusioned community that have now seen our blue flame of hope. In Dr. Basnoor, residents are being deprived of basic services, while millions will be spent on politically charged name changes decided by a flawed process. The DA supports reconciliation, and we support redress. But forcing name changes on communities without meaningful consultation does not reconcile communities, it divides them. The municipalities of the Eastern Cape need the DA desperately, and it must now be our focus to grow, to win, to govern, and to deliver wherever we possibly can so that we can get our towns and cities working. Because our municipalities are the bedrock of the economy. They are where every private investment lands, where almost every cent of public funds is ultimately spent. They are where people trade, grow their businesses, live, love, and where jobs are created. The deterioration in the delivery of services has led to businesses leaving town, property developers with mega investments leaving town, and thousands of jobs being lost, leaving households without hope in their hearts and without food in their cupboards. But the good news is that the DA has never and will never give up on the people of the Eastern Cape. We are fighting and will continue to fight for the people of our province, and the work of DA ministers in the Government of National Unity shows that the Eastern Cape is not a forgotten province for the DA. Now, following a sustained campaign, and you've heard a lot about it, it's one of the privileges of speaking last. Everybody says everything you want to say. But following a sustained campaign by Bakolile Nodada, Nozi Machongo, and the councillors and activists of Alfred Nzo, we literally built a bridge between communities. We leveraged our position in the Government of National Unity to get things done. Because in Alfred Nzo, the DA is not in government, but it was the DA that made sure that the Tebe Tebe Bridge was built. And today, because of the DA, children can get to school safely, pensioners can travel to collect their grants with dignity, and businesses can transport their goods and grow their businesses. Pakama, Alfred Nzo, Pakama. Pakama, Pakama. But it doesn't end there, and it doesn't happen by accident. The bridge doesn't just get built. We make sure it gets built by driving issues. Now, thanks to Yusuf Kasim's tireless efforts over the years, within 1 year in the GNU, the DA's Minister of Home Affairs, Leon Schreiber, upgraded the Cleary Park Home Affairs Office in the northern areas. Minister Schreiber has also opened a new and more modern facility in Bay West. Staan op, Nelson Mandela Bay. Staan op. Staan op. Waar is die mense van Nelson Mandela Bay? Following a request from Mayor Hatting Bormann, see, it doesn't end there. The DA Minister of Communication and Digital Technologies, Solly Malatsi, who's with us today, just yesterday unveiled a brand new state-of-the-art computer lab in Jeffreys Bay at Jeffreys Bay Comprehensive. Staan op, Kocha, staan op. The DA Eastern Cape's years-long fight for dignified sanitation at schools was heard by our Minister of Basic Education, as a daughter of our very own soil here, Apa Epondweni, Siviwe Gwahube. Now, Together with fighting the scourge of bucket toilets and pit latrines at schools, the Mayor of Kocha raised an issue with the Minister in November last year that the upgrading of toilets at a school in Pelsrus had stalled. That was November. By January, the project was completed. And you know, the Eastern Cape is a proud agricultural province. We are proud of our farmers who contribute food on our plates every single day, who contribute jobs in our economy and who improve our economy day in and day out, tirelessly working for food security and economic growth in our country. And we are proud to have the DA Minister of Agriculture, John Steenhuisen, fighting for all farmers. But you know, the Eastern Cape, 25% of the country's citrus comes from this province, John. And what you have done to open up new markets for our citrus farmers is greatly appreciated. This has bolstered our trade receipts to record levels and bolstered this sector and our province's economy and jobs. Now, these examples, colleagues, demonstrate how your provincial leadership have and will continue to drive issues to resolution by leveraging our position in the GNU. Now, I want us to pause, Democrats, at this moment and consider something. That our party, the Democratic Alliance, once called a desolate shack on the political landscape, with just 1.7% of the vote in 1994, is now a party of government in more than 30 municipalities, 2 provinces, and a party of national government. Now, at this point, I want to thank our leader, John Steenhuisen, for leading our party from our lows in 2019 to our highs in 2026, and for the dignified manner in which he has handed over the baton to a new generation of leaders to take the party forward. John, speaking from experience, leadership is lonely. And if it's not lonely, you're doing something wrong. It's supposed to be lonely. And more often than not, it is a thankless task. So today, we thank you. Thank you for your service. Now, our growth as a party from 1.7% 32 years ago, 32 years, to where we are today is a remarkable achievement. And it's a remarkable achievement by any standard of any political party anywhere in the world. And we should all, quite rightly, be proud of our contribution, not just to our party, but to our democracy, our country, our province, our towns, our cities, and our communities. But I also say that we need to reflect upon this journey with cautious optimism. Because winning elections is one thing, but delivering results, as we have all discovered, all of us who've been in government, is where the rubber really hits the road. And we mustn't take for granted the journey that we've come from 1994, from 1.7% to where we are today. Neither should we be complacent about the journey that lies ahead and the battles that lie ahead for us to grow our party into more governments. The DA is held to a higher standard. I told you this yesterday, and I want to repeat it today. The DA is held to a higher standard than any other political party that I have ever heard of. Sometimes an impossible standard, and I think John will agree. But this is a good thing. As tough as it is a good thing. It's what sharpens our focus. It's what holds us accountable. It's what makes us better. It pushes us to do more, work harder, and deliver. It is why we get 2 consecutive clean audits in Kocha, while Makana gets 5 consecutive audit disclaimers. It's what makes us better. It is also, however, a risk, because the voters hold us to an expectation which is difficult to achieve in months or years. Some of the things we need to do are generational shifts in our country. And I often tell the story of the 2016 elections in Nelson Mandela Bay. That election was on the 3rd of August. It was a Wednesday. The DA was negotiating a coalition to go into government and to put Nelson Mandela Bay on a pathway to prosperity, which we ultimately did for 2 very long and very difficult years before we were removed by minority parties in the council. We were elected on the Wednesday, and on the Friday I got a phone call to ask why someone's pothole hadn't been fixed yet. And you know what you got to do? You got to say, thanks for reminding me, we are on the job, we will do what we can, and we will work to get it done. We've got to keep our heads up and our attitude positive in the face of overwhelming odds, impossible standards, because that is what makes us better. It's what makes us strive for excellence, and it is what will keep the DA growing for generations to come. But the reality is many people don't understand how broken the state is, and that the wheels of the state do not turn quickly. Certainly not as quickly as that resident expected them to between election day and 48 hours later, before we'd even established a government. It is therefore, colleagues, more important than ever before, that in everything we do, in government and in opposition, that we lead this fight with our values, and that the people feel our values in this fight by creating clear blue DA water between ourselves and our opponents. Ultimately, our fight in councils, the provincial legislature led by an incredible team in Bishu, in Parliament and the GNU, must always be fueled by the values and principles which underpin a truly open opportunity society for all, so that we can deliver justice in our fight against crime, deliver freedom against the threat of populist tyranny, and deliver prosperity against the crushing weight of poverty. So, Democrats, as we leave this Congress today, as delegates, we must now unite behind the DA, so that we can unite our communities behind the DA. Today and for every day, for the next 3 years, I commit to work day in and day out to ensure that this great team, all of you here today, remains mission-focused, purpose-driven, and fully committed to the fight that lies ahead, because I believe in the Eastern Cape. I believe in a better future for my child, and your grandchildren. I believe in a province that rises up to meet its full potential. I believe in the people, I believe in their talent, and I'm tired of our province being a net exporter of talent to other provinces. We want to build a province of opportunity and prosperity that keeps people here, that builds a life of dignity for all. Together, Democrats, we will build towns and cities that work. We will restore dignity and hope to the hopeless. We will fight for growth and jobs, and we will fight for safer communities for all. So today, Democrats, I want you to rise up. I want you to stand up in this hall today and commit that we are going to be mission-focused, we are going to be purpose-driven, and we are going to be fully committed to the fight that lies ahead. So let's get up, let's get out, and let's fight to get the Eastern Cape working. Thank you.
I don't understand anything.
I found that this budget was a whole lot more friendly to business, to people.
The way I would describe it is this: it's not an ANC budget. It looks a lot more like a coalition budget. We are clearly in government now, and we are attaining some wins, and we're doing some good things while we're in government. We want things implemented that sends the signal that we're open for business. It's a signal to industry. We welcome you.
Having the GNU fingerprint and the footprint in the budget is really going to make a difference. And the fact that people will at least be having a little bit more money in their pocket is always a good thing.
From across the board, it's been like, hey guys, this is a proper step to the way forward.
Yes.
Like this.
This is the GNU difference.
There we go.
The DA podcast.
Thanks for watching. Join the mission to rescue South Africa.